Hello, this is Lou again with the Real Prince Club, and today I am going to be making Chanel Ken shoes. We will be using the basic Ken shoes as our base. That a lot of you will already have this shoe, so we will be turning the shoe on the left into the shoe on the right. You do have to have these decals. These are nail decals that I bought on Aliexpress. They were about $6 for a few sheets. I did get a good amount. And the first thing you want to be doing is you have to have the stickers, and you want to silicone anything that is uneven. You want an even space. I will tell you the one mistake that I made, which was just thinking that the caulk would act as a glue. It does not, so they did slip off after. So what you want to do is actually just let this dry, and then you can adhere it with nail polish because it is a nail glue, nail decal. But you can also adhere this with other types of glue, epoxies, and Mod Podge. You can use Mod Podge, and that will probably work pretty well. And you just want an even coat. You want to fill in the Ken portion because there is space in between that decal that could show through. On a completely flat shoe, you can skip this step, but you will still want to add Mod Podge or some kind of epoxy glue to that. The flat surfaces like the side of the shoe, the decal stays on better, but the back of the shoe, it comes off really easily, so you want to make sure that you do use a really good glue for the back of the shoe. Now, how I put that on straight on does not work. Remember, just let that dry for how many hours it says on the package of the stuff you're working. It does look great, but it slipped around a little while I was working with it, and you do just want to let that dry, then glue it, and then let that glue dry, and then add your top coat. Now your top coat can be Mod Podge, or it can be, again, nail polish. I just used a high quality nail polish for this time. We're gonna see if it works, if it stays on really well. But it did give a really good look to the finished product. Now this part, yeah, that's the section that comes off the easiest. The Chanel actually stickers on the side, especially with the Barbie shoes that don't say Barbie, they're not raised on the sides. They stay on really well even without glue, but I would still use glue as an extra. They will like disappear, those decals. They will rip off, and then you'll find them in the oddest of places, and you're like, how did they get here? Now we're going to the paint section. This paint is same brand, but it's a different type. I accidentally bought the wrong type. It's separated and it's white. And the other one separated as well, but it turned clear, so it's a clear separation. It is easier to mix together. This one you just have to mix. This is the stronger smelling paint, and the other container that I have of that is dried out. I just cleaned the camera. That is what happened, why it went from cloudy to like pristine. So I'm shaking that one. The other one that's coated in paint, that is the dry one. This one I mixed up. It still doesn't look right, so I would go with the other type of paint. You can also use the paint pens, and I find these really easy to work with. The paint pens that you find in the Dollar Tree, They're not quite as gold, but they work really well and they're pretty durable. I would probably just add a coat of Mod Podge on top. Probably a matte finish if you want to use this for photography, because that will look a little better. And I wanted to show you how they look. I could not paint them on camera. I started with a toothpick, but then I moved to just a fine tip. I started with that, but I moved to a fine tip brush, because the toothpick, after you're using it, it just sort of wears down, and it might be putting scratches in this, but it was not that bad, but I couldn't do it on camera. I think overall they're turning out okay. They are not finished though, because I have to add the top coat. Without the top coat, they will eventually rip off no matter what. Even if you use glue underneath, you do need a top coat. I found this nail polish at my local discount store. It was actually super cheap. The normal price of this nail polish is about $12 to $13 depending on the type that you're using. Occasionally you can find it on sale for $6. I did make a mistake just not scraping that off enough, but I did clean that up. And overall, in person, they look a little better than on camera, but I think they turned out pretty well.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left.
Subscribe if you like watching adorable bunnies who don't actually say anything in the movie at all. And beautiful shoulder devils.
How do you know I'm not evil too? Oh, the shoulder angel. I better go.
Do what's right! And subscribe, because that's right.
Apparently not.
Do you have a situation?
Yeah.
Do what is right.